Greetings internet people, and thanks for tuning in. I am Alaska Crypto Guy, and this video is part of my Be Your Own VPS series. Today I will show you how to install Microsoft's free Hyper-V server on an older Dell desktop that you can use to store your virtual machines or VPSs. If you have any question about the value of building your own VPS server, take a look at this list of what some of the major VPS providers are charging per month. Think what else you could do with the $10 to $30 you would be spending each month on each of your rented VPSs. It may be worth an investment of some time and money to build a server for yourself. Before we can install the Hyper-V operating system, you will need to create a bootable USB flash drive which contains the Hyper-V server installation files. The install image is a free download from Microsoft, which you can obtain from their evaluation center. It will activate automatically and will never expire. Microsoft will require some information from you before they provide the download link. If you provide a real email address, they will email you some information about how to use Hyper-V server and other general information. You are not required to provide a real phone number or email address to get the download link. While you're downloading the ISO, search for and install Rufus, which is a tool you will use to create the bootable flash drive. Insert your flash drive into your computer, then launch Rufus. Select the correct device. Be careful to select the correct device, because Rufus will erase all data on the device you select and replace it with the files necessary to install Hyper-V server. Next, select the install image that you downloaded and select Open. Set the partition scheme to either MBR or GPT depending on which is needed to boot your computer. Generally, older computers will use MBR and newer computers will use GPT, but this is not always the case. Leave the rest of the settings alone and click Start to create the bootable flash drive. This will take several minutes to complete. When it finishes, safely remove the drive from the computer and you are ready for the next step.
To install the Hyper-V server operating system, boot your computer from the bootable USB flash drive you previously created. The first screen you are presented with will let you choose your default language and regional settings. Select those and press Next. Then click Install Now to launch the setup program. The first thing you will see after setup launches is Microsoft's license terms which you are required to accept and optionally read through. Click the I accept checkbox and then Next to continue. After that, you must choose what type of installation you are doing. You will want to choose the second option to continue. The next page presents you with a list of installed hard drives and asks where you want to install Hyper-V server. Drive 0 is a 60 GB solid-state hard drive on which I intend to install the Hyper-V server software. You don't need a huge hard drive to store the Hyper-V server operating system. I have never needed more than 25 GB to store the hypervisor, so I prefer to keep it on a separate smaller hard drive for simplicity, and then I tend to store my virtual machines, virtual hard drives, backups and installation files on a separate hard drive or storage space. For a faster but more expensive VPS server, use only solid-state hard drives. At this point, Windows is now installing the server software. Since Hyper-V server is a very lightweight installation compared to a regular Windows installation, the amount of time it takes for this installation to complete is much shorter than you are probably used to. The computer will restart after the operating system is installed, and then it will go through the usual phases of detecting devices, installing drivers, and making the computer ready for boot. Once it is ready, the first thing you will need to do is to enter a password for the administrator account. Type this password twice and press Enter to continue. Congratulations! You have completed the first part of the process. At this point you can say that the Hyper-V server is installed and you are now looking at the server configuration page. If you are used to working with a full graphical user interface, then the blinking cursor can be intimidating. I promise we aren't going to be doing an awful lot of configuration from the command line, and when you do I'll tell you exactly what needs to be done. We have reached the end of this video. Please let me know what you think, and if you have any questions feel free to post a comment below. Next time, we'll complete the initial configuration of our Hyper-V server. Until then, remember,
don't be afraid to push buttons. You never know what might happen if you do.